back to Brooksy's Car Restorations. Today we're working on our new X5. Well, new to me. So, I'm not 100% sure it's got a head gasket issue or whatever. So, I noticed that the radiator was almost dead empty, and could be the reason why it's overheating. I'm not saying it's not a head gasket issue, but we'll run it for a little while with the cap off and see what sort of things are happening, whether we got some bubbling or if we're getting any symptoms. So yeah. Right, engine's running. That looks slightly concerning. Not bubbling there though. It is bubbling where that goes in. No exhaust gases coming out of it at all. Let's set the cap off and see what's going on in here. There's no blow-by. If anything, it's the opposite. It's actually sucking onto my hand. The engine sounds healthy. Still no milkshake. Is that potentially concerning? It's slowed down a bit. Could just be the water pump maybe. Not bubbling at all. This is really dark though, like it's had oil in it maybe. It has a oily smell too, but it's not pressurizing at all. Not sure. I'm not seeing any symptoms apart from whatever that is. But that looks like it's just flowing. If air was getting into that, it would bubble. Interesting. Got no lights on the dash. You'd think if it was having a head gasket issue, some lights, bloody sensors and stuff would potentially be going off. And I consult with the dad. So we're gonna let this run 10-15 minutes and see if it overheats. Maybe potentially longer. Dad and I seem pretty happy with it so far. It was extremely low on water, like extremely low. I put almost 4 litres in there. Is that the reason why it overheated? We don't know. Yeah, is that the thing? Is anything running out the bottom? If it was, the tank would be going down. I can't see anything at the moment. Let's see what the bloody temperature gauge is doing. Temperature gauge is sitting on about 60. Ooh, listen to that. Up. Alright, let's give it some minutes and come back and see what's going on. Alright, she's been running now for a bit over 20 minutes. Still fairly full. Still not really bubbling. Heat's sitting where it should be, just below halfway. It's roughly 75-80 degrees maybe, and it's a scorching hot day, so it's not overheating. And we've been on going for 20 minutes. How long does the head gasket take? We also gave the car a good squirt and had no moisture come out the back end at all. The tips are dry as dry, no smoke whatsoever, black or otherwise. Not that you get black smoke, you should get white smoke if there's water getting into the system, but whatever. So, I don't know, what do you guys reckon? Put it back on the road and drive it around for a while, see if it overheats, and then if it doesn't, sell it on its way? I don't want to just sell it straight away. I want to make sure that it's not going to be a problem. But I can't really test it until we get it registered, so we might just clean it up and register it, eh? So probably the next part of the video will be maybe painting it, clean up the headlights. Yeah, we'll do that. G'day, we're back. Still trying to put out 2 videos. Who knows if that'll happen this week, but on the Focus, which I'm just about ready to start sanding, and we've got another video coming out on the TR7, which Dad's currently trying to sort out wire gremlins on.
Wish me luck.
So yeah, fun and games. We've got a lot of the lights already sorted.
Yep.
But you'll see that on the other video. But we've still got one headlight that doesn't want to come up just yet. So the wires are being cut to that. So
yeah, they're all cut and hanging off and unplugged. And
everyone has their pet hates. One of my pet hates is doing wire work. One of Dad's pet hates is doing rust work. So that's why we get along. Because I don't mind doing rust work and he doesn't mind doing wiring. So
it's compounded by being an old British car. I followed the wiring loom through on that side, and the colours don't match either side of the plug. You got yellow blues going to greens and blue.
alright, we've sanded all the dodgy paintwork back. We're getting ready to clean it up and start prepping it for paint. Look at this guy just lying around. Oh, you didn't give me the finger. Oh.
My brain, I did.
Oh, in your brain you did? Okay. Yep. All the roof's done. Some of the tops of the doors are done. It's basically where all the paint was fading. Because lower parts of the car are still decent. Parts of the back bumper. And this is not a full respray. Like I said, it's dusty, but parts of the car are still quite clean. And the paint's really good in parts. So we can get away with doing, you know, parts of the car, like the really bad parts, like the roof and the tops of the doors and bonnet, etc, etc. Anyways, we'll come back when it's cleaned and prepped and show you. So finally, after a day or so of very annoying prepping, and then wasting an hour of taping that I didn't need to do, and then wasting another whatever 20 minutes to remove all the extra tape that I didn't need to do, we're done prepping. Got the tripod all set up, ready to go, so we can film some of the, what do you call it, painting. Oops, there's a can of water there apparently. I've got the Xr5 all masked up too, so we don't get overspray on it. I know what some of you are probably thinking, you know, oh, this is a pretty dodgy setup and blah 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 blah. Yeah, you're probably right. But the thing is, you know, not every man and their dog can afford elaborate bloody paint booths and whatever else, and you know, this channel is all about proving you can do things on a budget, and you know, and still do a reasonably decent job. You know, just a home compressor, cheap ass compressor with spray gun, cheap spray gun as well, pretty much. You know, this is basically a $200, probably less than $200 paint job basically, and I'm not going to say it's going to be professional quality, but I guarantee you it'll look nice when it's done. Well, and if it doesn't, we'll just sand it back and go again, but we'll give it our best. So without any further ado, I'll go and get suited up, and we'll get into it, eh? Let's go.
Round one. Fight. Let's record.
Well, that could have gone a heck of a lot better. Could have gone a heck of a lot worse too. The paint I got at the 1:1 ratio seems to be really thin. It's not covering at all. And to top it off, I forgot to drain my compressor of water, so it spat a little bit. But hey, you live and you learn. I'll touch up a few bits and hit it again. Anyways, let's have a look at the first coat, shall we? You can see in spots, it's not so much there, a bit more at the top. You can still see that sort of line from the clear coat. But you know, a little bit of dust got in my paint too, but that's to be expected from outdoors. Black's always a fun thing to paint. Yeah, bumper's not the best either. Needs a touch up, sand back and redo. This side's a bit better. On the tops of the doors is alright. You can see the spits there where it was, water was coming out of the line, dripping everywhere. Another spot there, and you can still see the clear coat a bit underneath. Back bumper. Roof in the passenger side. That looks alright actually. Anyway, we're gonna go have some lunch, and I'll come back after lunch and give it a couple more coats and blah blah blah, and we'll come back and look at it once I've done the clear and see what you think, and then we'll pull all the stuff off. Also, I had a blowout up the top there. The tape started lifting off, so I think I've got a bit of paint on the windscreen. Fun and games. So I might have to get on the thinners and take all that off. G'day, welcome back to Brooksy's Car Restorations, and today I'm sporting a new look. Brooksy's Car Restorations. I got a shirt made up for Dad and I just for fun. Just a little bit of advertising slash, you know, like work shirts. Feel a bit more legitimate. Just got to convince Dad to wear his. There you go, I convinced him to put it on. Don't show him the back, they messed the back up. So it was supposed to say Brooksy on one tit, and then the Brooksy's Car Restoration on the other tit, and on the back it was supposed to say to be continued, but this is what you get for $5 or $10 shirts, so we'll just put up with it. We'll get some proper ones done eventually.
Cool.
But yeah, today we'll finish painting this, and we've developed a diesel leak in the old Rocky. Don't know whether I'll video that or not, but we potentially be pulling the pump apart and resealing it. Potentially, I said.
The input shaft, the throttle input shaft is leaking out past the seal, pouring out the top. So whether we can change that without pulling it apart or not, I don't know yet.
Well, we'll be pulling it apart regardless, whether it's just a small amount or a large amount.
Much we pull it apart,
exactly.
is the question. Yeah.
Yep, but hopefully we can just get it the whatever it is at the top, from the top end, and we don't have to mess with any of the timing and all that stuff. So anyway,
we'll see.
So unfortunately my gun has performed extremely terribly. I think I need a new gun. I've got splatter, I've got orange peel, plus my line was bloody, like because of the humidity today, it's spitting like mad from water, so I've got rusty water in it as well. Not the best. The roof's a lot better, but not the best. You can see the overspray, and then you got the fish eyes on the corner there. So yeah, we're not sugarcoating anything here. The back bumper turned out pretty reasonably. And down that side turned out pretty reasonably too. But after lunch I'm going to pull all of this off and see what it looks like, let it settle a bit. If we can't buff and polish it out, I'm going to get another gun and have another go at it. So yeah, fun and games. So here's what it is, backyard painting. But yeah, No one's perfect. We all make mistakes. I should have known my gun was playing up when I did the first couple of coats, and I just thought that I just thought it was really dodgy paint and it wasn't going on well enough. But it's just not consistently coming out of the gun. Like it's like it'll spray really nice for a bit, and then it'll back off, and you won't get any spray, and then it'll come back again. It's just on and off constantly. But yeah, it's a very cheap gun. Maybe it's got clogged up or whatever else. If I'm using cheap guns, maybe it's the best option just to buy a brand new cheap gun before I did like a proper good paint job or something. But no, we'll see. See if I can't save it. And if I can't, well, I'll just have to redo it. Send it all back to start again. Anyways, yeah, have a look at it after lunch. Hopefully do a bit of a reveal and see how we think, and call it a day. Alrighty, we've taken off all the paint, what do you call it, plastic. The Xr5's now back out and out from underneath its cover. Now it's very dusty and a little bit overspray, which I think a buff and a polish will definitely fix. But yeah, we're not going to look at it too closely. But trust me, I will get onto it. So yeah, reveal. I was worried about that left corner coming up, but it hasn't sprayed paint on the windscreen, so that's great. The roof is a bit overspray, but a buff will fix that hopefully. The back end, the back bumper, looks pretty damn good. Right, so in the next episode, or whatever, we're going to spray the rims, or at least clean up the gutter rash, and redo the calipers, because they're rusty looking. We're going to paint them red to suit the seats. So there's that. There's also the locking mechanism behind here we need to get to. It's snapped off. What are we doing? There you go. It's that one that goes in there, it's snapped off. We need to replace that. We'll be doing a head gasket test to see if we need to do a head gasket. What else? Buffing and polishing. See how nice we can get that paint. I'm sure some other things will turn up. Oh yeah, detail and get the car ready for selling, I guess. So yeah, from the Brooksies, to be continued.